Hey all, it's me again, the Evesham Gamer, with a vastness of acquisitions, gluttony, I guess we could call it. Really, I think I overindulged over Christmas, whereas a lot of people get video game gifts. For example, I don't really ever get anything like that at Christmas. What do you get someone that's basically got everything that they want? And not only that, how would someone possibly know what games you don't have? Anyway, I hope you had a nice Christmas and a happy New Year. I know I did. And I think probably what's best here is just to get into the stuff that we've got here, because there's a hell of a lot of it to get through as per usual. So obviously, at the end of this video, I will mention the winner of, and I don't have to get so OCD about it now, this beautiful copy of Gamesmaster, the Oral History. As you can see this time, I've actually found the plastic bit. So we'll get to the winner for that at the very end of this video. Okay, so where do we start? Let's start with the bigger box stuff first. And a couple of gifts that I got at Christmas. Nothing exciting, I'm afraid, not from your perspective at least. Anyway, so the first one, which is what I mentioned in my previous video, with all my acquisitions, was this. It finally turned up. That is Cabela's Shadow of Katmai. Not only that, that's how it came. Okay, so I've got, this was actually, to be fair, had never been opened. It was brand new. That was CEX, I think 50 quid. It's got the gun in there. It's got the sensor bar, which I've taken out because I have been using it. It came with all of the, the paraphernalia, such as obviously the, all the little booklets and stuff, including the silica gel as well, the silica gel. I was well chuffed with that. But unfortunately, when I opened it, and even though it's there now, it had no disc. They hadn't put the disc in the case. So I had to raise a ticket with CEX. Credit to them. They actually responded to me very quickly. This was on, I think, the 22nd or 23rd of December, after I received this. And on Christmas, they emailed me on Christmas Eve saying that they'd be looking into it. And then Christmas Day, someone came back to me and said that they're going to be on to the shop in question and get them to send out the disc, which they did. I did ask them to put it in to take care of it, because it was pretty obvious at the time when I got this game, they still had the labels on the Xbox labels on the side, clearly open, because they have to do that. So it had never been used. And got the disc through. I think that was on the, I think around about the 29th, 30th of December, I got the disc through for that. Wow, there's some many different things here. So anyway, so that was that one. Obviously, if you saw my previous video about gaming glasses, then I picked these up before Christmas in December. The Oris X's and the, what were these now? I forget what make they were now. Bloody forget now. Go back to my video and you'll see. I'll put a link in the description. They've been very beneficial to me, to be fair. Got this one from my missus's daughter, the eldest one. It's a basketball game. You literally, I think it's more of a stress thing. You have to pump that, and takes batteries, and it lights up, and it tells you a score at the back. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Apparently Santa got me this. It's a little squeezy stress toy Xbox One controller. What more is to be said about that? Just helps with a little bit of stress. When I was in Kings Lynn, I went to, well, actually it was Whiz Beach. I went to B&M and I went to Tesco. I've got another Jakks Pacific Blaze, but was really chuffed to find Cream the rabbit. Cream was actually, I thought it was 15 quid, but it was down to £5.50 in the Whiz Beach, or Whiz Betch, it depends how you want to pronounce it, the Whiz Beach Tesco's. That was on Boxing Day. So I was really chuffed to get that. I'm after Infinite and Metal Sonic, as you can see on the back there. Yeah, I may well have to go down the eBay route for that, but I'll always keep my eyes out for those. as you already can know, that the Jakks Pacific figures are highly collectible. And I highly recommend, if you get the chance, if you like Sonic, pick some up yourself. Time for a swig. What else we got here? This wasn't mentioned in my previous video, but I did pick it up because my other one's not working. That is the Xbox 360 steering wheel. Those are £4 in CEX. I highly recommend you get one if you haven't got one. They work absolutely brilliantly with Forza Horizon on the 360. Haven't tried it with anything else. Going to give it a go with Need for Speed. Need for Speed. Which one is it? Need for Speed. I forget what it is. 2005 one. Anyway, not a Hot Pursuit. But anyway. Yeah, when I was at my mum's, she gave me these. These are not even gaming related, but they are Beatrix Potter books. These are from when I was actually a baby. So these are the original ones. The Tale of Mr. Todd and the Tale of Timmy Tiptoes. I was glad that my mum gave me these because obviously they are pure nostalgia for me. I had them with me for a long time, but she took them, kept hold of them for safekeeping, and she gave them to me over Christmas. So it's nice keeping them safe now. This is coming on offer on Amazon at the moment. So, Gungrave Gore, third person game that I find it similar to Devil May Cry, but nowhere near as good. Apparently, this is on the PS2, or at least the Gungrave series. It does give you an intro movie that gives you the lore of Gungrave. But I've actually been really enjoying this. I think it's like about £6 or £7 currently on Amazon, or was. I do understand that it might still be on Game Pass, but you can't beat a physical copy of a game. This is a bit of a big hitter, really. Now, if you go onto CEX, this is my pro tip for you as well. CEX, this is currently £50, probably more expensive as well on eBay. If you're a purist, fine, go for that. But this was on Amazon, and this is the Italian version, okay? So you might be able to make out there that that's all in Italian. The booklet itself is in Italian, but it's mint. And it's mint because it's brand new. And it was just short of £18 from Amazon. And it came within 3 days. That's a steal. What a game this is. Blades of Time is, I guess it's a little bit like, I think this was before that game. But what was like Dante's Inferno, God of War, Devil May Cry. It's got that kind of feeling to it, but it's very, very good. But if you want the PAL version of this, you're looking at £50 in CEX, if not more. So if you're not a purist, go for the Italian version, and it's all in English. You just stick it in and off you go. So yeah, there's my pro tip there, to get that from Amazon if you can. I believe there's only 3 left at the moment. I went to various different shops as well over the past month. I went to CEX and Evesham, CEX in Kings Lynn, the Retro Retreat in Kings Lynn, and a few charity shops as well. So in no particular places unless I mentioned. So this is Game Party in Motion. This was from the Retro Retreat in Kings Lynn. Burnout. I didn't have it. I've had it years ago, but I've been meaning to pick it up for ages. Fortunately for me, it's that's all complete. Happy with that. Not an expensive game by any means. CEX in Evesham? No, Cheltenham. This was from Tom Clancy's Hawks 2. I think out of all these games, I've only got like 2 of them that haven't got booklets and haven't got scratched discs. So I've got really lucky with all this. The double disc, I think there's only a double disc version of this, but Shadows of Mordor on the 360. Heroes Over Europe. I like the look of this. It's obviously a plane shoot 'em up, a flying game. It isn't. It's more arcadey than the flight sims. Dirt cheap there. Blazing Angels, Squadrons of World War II. I actually already got this. I didn't realise I had it, even though on the Game Eye app I didn't see it on there, so I must have missed that. So that's my second copy of that. I'm not even going to take it back to CEX because it's not worth it. I can't trade it in for anything more than probably about 10p, so I'm just going to keep hold of that. I'm going to give it to my friends, actually. Dark Sector, absolutely brilliant game, third person. I used to play this back in 2010, I think it was. And just, again, it's a copy that I didn't have anymore. So obviously to pick this up for about £1 was a no-brainer, really. Never heard of this one, but again, it's nice and minty. Enemy Front on the Xbox 360. An FPS that isn't overly that good, I have to say. Think Hour of Victory, and you're probably going to be close. But this is the limited edition. This was dirt cheap as well. I just love it when you see discs on the or boxes on the shelf that are basically untouched. You know, it's just nice to see. This was CEX in King's Lynn. I did buy a big bundle of games from CEX in King's Lynn. I consider myself quite fortunate to have picked up quite a few games from there, and some good ones. Well, I say some good ones. Ones you probably haven't heard of. So let's keep these polls going down a bit. Don't need those because one of them I'll get to in a minute. This was a present from my missus's daughter's boyfriend. It's one of these heat mugs. So when it's warm, you see like Super Mario World on Super Mario Land. Sorry, there, and the other one that says something like the princess is in another castle. So that will go over here with my other mugs. You can just about see there's a PlayStation one over there, and up this one I've got might as well show you really, a nice Japanese Sonic mug. Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, CEX Cheltenham. No, because I went to so many. This was King's Lynn. This is the Dark, or just Dark. Never heard of it before. And it's absolutely cheap. And again, it's nice and mint. Really happy with that. Had a quick go on it. It is what it is. It's again, it's a third-person game. You're a vampire or a half vampire. There's a few of these WWE games here, but WWE 2K17. There's not much to be said about that. I'm sure you all know about wrestling games. Infernal, Hell's Vengeance. I highly recommend you watch. What's his name? I can't even remember his fucking name now. The guy that has the International Space Station that reviews everything. That guy. Yeah, he says it's absolutely awful. I've started to play it. Yeah, he's not wrong. It's pretty shit. The control scheme is awful. The collision detection is awful. But I just never played it. And again, it was really cheap. Another WWE game, 2K15. Not much more to be said about that. I lost my disc, although I'm pretty sure that it was some old friends of mine. Yes, that's right. You, if you're watching this in Farnham, that stole it, amongst other games. But there we go. But I bought another copy of it. Still got the box of the original one and the booklet, which actually the original one I got in Blockbuster in Woking back in 2010. But this one, obviously, yeah, just means I've got a complete version. This was CEX in King's Lynn. This was only a fiver. I couldn't believe it. I've already got Continuum Shift, but I thought, well, limited edition in the condition this is in, it's got all the bits and pieces in there. They've never been touched. They still smell brand new as well. And the disc looks like it's never been used. So, yeah, couldn't complain with that. WWE 2K14 or WW 2K14 with Daniel Bryan on the front there, or Bryan Danielson as he's known now in AEW, and WWE 2K12. It's not even 2K, WWE 12. Sniper Ghost Warrior, never played it. A lot of this really is filler, let's be honest. That was from CEX Evesham. Apparently I have played this because my achievements tell me so, but this was about £1, I think, in CEX. And believe it or not, but all the DLC is working on it. I haven't downloaded it, but I checked it all and it's all working, so that's nice to have. Along with Resident Evil 5 Gold Edition. Again, another one that had all the DLC in there that had never been used. I guess one of the things you should look out for, especially in CEX, is if they've still got like the Xbox sticker across the top here that's been cut. That's usually a good sign that the DLC will work. So keep an eye out for that when you're in CEXs. Obviously, you're not going to buy a game you don't want, but it might be worth picking up if you get the chance. I actually bought this digitally recently because it was like £1, but then I've been after the physical copy for quite some time. It's just never been available in a local CEX near me. This one was in Cheltenham just after Christmas, so I picked that up, and that's Prey. That's nothing to do with the Prey that is on the PS4 and Xbox One. It's is separate. Black Site, so an FPS, available also on a PlayStation 3. Again, I had this years ago. I don't know where it went. It's mad, isn't it? When you think back and think, well, what? I never sell anything, so I don't know what happened. But again, I think it was 50p or something, or £1. I just wanted it because I had it on my gamer tag and I wanted it to have it in my collection. GoldenEye 007 Reloaded. I haven't actually played this yet, so I don't know how good it is. There is another James Bond game that I'm after. I think it's Bloodstone, which I hear is the best 007 game on the 360. So I don't know about this one, but this was from CEX in Kings Lynn, as was this, F1 2013. The American version of this, because obviously F1 is not as popular over in the States as it is here in the UK. Obviously, IndyCar is far more popular over there. This goes for quite a bit more money in the US. But still, I'm not an F1 fan, but this was dirt cheap, and it's all there. So I was happy with that. The original Army of Two. Again, I had this ages ago. Thought I'd re-add this back to the collection because it's so cheap. It's just such a great time. It's just a great, such a great time to be collecting for the Xbox 360. You just do not have any reason to not collect for it. So, what next? Right, okay. Dreamcast stuff. So, Tomb Raider: The Last Revelation. I don't think I mentioned this in my previous video. All nice and clean, no cracks or anything. That was from CEX in Evesham, along with Sega Rally Championship, or Sega Rally 2. That's got a few cracks, as you can see on there. But other than that, it's in good nick. Tenner or something. I had this many years ago and thought I'd pick it up again just to add it to my collection. But I'm not really a Dreamcast collector. I've got some stuff, but anyway. Now, where did I get this from? Oh, this was from the Retro Retreat in Kings Lynn. So that's Mega Game 6. Doesn't have a booklet, but I think it was like £6 or £5. So I was happy to get that. Never had it before. Got Mega Games 1, 2, and 3. My understanding as well is that there is a Mega Games 6 Part 2 as well. But yeah, I'd never seen that out in the wild. It's on eBay occasionally, but yeah, got that because I just saw it there and thought it'd be worth getting it. Next one, pretty hard, but damn bloody good, I have to say, Scars Above. That's currently, I think, £5 or something on Amazon. Really, really good game, third person. You wouldn't believe it's not AAA, but I tell you what, I think it was made by a very small studio in Poland, I think, or something like that. But we've been really enjoying that. Definitely challenging, I will warn you. Think kind of levels of Elden Ring, kind of challenge levels, and you're not far off of it. Haven't played Elden Ring, but that's what my understanding of it is. Although I can say it's definitely Souls-like in difficulty. So, yeah, the Souls games. So that's one to watch out for if you haven't played this, but highly recommend you pick that one up. Another one that I didn't think I'd ever play, which is Star Trek Resurgence. Now, this is... it's a little bit like a point-and-click adventure, which a lot of it is, like The Walking Dead Telltale stories, for example. But there is some elements in there where you control the characters. Still going through this, but thoroughly enjoying the story. Definitely a good purchase. Maybe I paid a little bit more than I should have done, but it was on an offer on Amazon around about £17, so I had to get that and add that to my Xbox One and Series collection. Right, okay, still quite a bit to go. So, next one. This was from the Retro Retreat in Kings Lynn, and that is Simpsons Road Rage. I think I paid less than what the going rate was. I definitely paid less than the going rate for what this is. I had no reason to not pick this up. This was on Boxing Day I got this. So it was tough to add that. Obviously, it's not the better Simpsons game, but I have that one anyway. So I've now got all the Simpsons games for the GameCube, so happy with those. Think I mentioned this in my previous video, but if I haven't, here you go. Second Sight on the GameCube. That was from CEX in... Was that in... That was in Kings Lynn. Spy Hunter on the GameCube. That was from CEX Evesham. FIFA Football 2005. That was from CEX in Evesham. And as was Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2005 from CEX in Evesham. Right, more 360 stuff in the last of it. So, Hot Wheels, World's Best Driver. That was, yeah. That was, you know, I keep saying CEX. Does it really matter which CEX they came from? No, it doesn't. The outfit. This was a big one. I have a bit of an issue with this, though. But this is Armoured Core per answer. I mentioned this in my previous video that it was on its way. Have to say, it's nice and complete. But the biggest problem I found was the disc is in really good nick until I looked a bit closer. And I don't think you can see this. I very much doubt you can see this. But right there, right on the edge, it's a little crack. Now, it's not on the top, it's on the bottom. So, I don't think it's going to cause a problem. But I am inclined to send this back and get another one. But when you go through buying these online, it, as a lot of people on YouTube say, it really is a lottery what you're going to get. The booklet in this was good nick. The box wasn't in so good nick, but the cover was, except that there's actually a scratch like down the middle. You might not be able to see that, probably not, but a cut. I don't know how that happened. So I'm inclined to send this back. We shall see. But I've been thoroughly enjoying this game. This is a very, very good Armoured Core game. I'm not a big Armoured Core fan, but this was absolutely brilliant. Again, not cheap. That's about 35, 40 quid, that game. It's cheaper to get it on CEX than from eBay, let's put it that way. But yeah, but pleased to have it. Works fine. Just have to kind of weigh up what I'm going to do. Another WWE game, WWE SmackDown versus Raw 2011 and 2010. Then we've got Brothers in Arms Hell's Highway. Deus Ex Human Revolution. I had that one before. LA Noire, never played it. It's got 5 discs, I think, or 4 discs in there. Heavy. Don't know if it's any good, that game. You have to let me know. Never heard of this one. I'm not really a big fan of Far Cry games, unless it's Far Cry Blood Dragon. Far Cry Instincts Predator. Don't know about this. Apparently it's the first game, but with extras, like it's been sort of redone or something. I don't know. You tell me. Front Mission Evolved, another mech game. Not too bad. I had a go on it. Definitely worth having a go on. It's Square Enix, so you should definitely think with their pedigree that this would be worth playing. Don't know. Never heard of this one. Never played it. Again, this was just because it was there. Kengo Zero. I thought that definitely would be worth a go. This is one I never heard of. And it's really weird, right? I'll tell you why it's weird. It's Deepak Chopra's Leela, Body, Mind, Spirit, Play. So obviously most Kinect games were all about bouncing around the room and flailing your arms around everywhere. This is more about meditation and staying still, I think. So it's much more relaxed game. I'd never heard of it, and it's in really good condition. Dirt cheap, but never heard of it. Never even seen it advertised anywhere. So, and I'm a big 360 fan, so pleased to get that, believe it or not. Haven't played it. Il-2 Sturmovich, Birds of Prey. So that's more of a World War II flight simulator, from my understanding is. I've had a quick go on it, but so I can't say much more than that. Too Human. Been waiting for another copy of this for ages because I've got the original box, and again, someone nicked the fucking disc ages ago. So when my stuff was left at someone's house years ago. So yeah, I was glad to have that back in the collection. Secret Service, never heard of that one. Third person, if I remember rightly. No, first person shooter. Obviously not brilliant. Again, think Hour of Victory. Hellboy, The Science of Evil. No, I didn't like playing this. It's shit. It really is a shit game. It's very monotonous as well. The fighting mechanics are fucking awful. But why not? Why not have it in your collection? Because I don't see it come up very often. Sort of medium hitter, Fear Files. So that's nice and complete. Happy to have that, because the reason why that's so expensive, or at least as pricey as it is because you can't get that DLC anymore. This is the only place you can get it from. So that's why this tends to go for more money. So I was glad to have that. The Adventures of Tintin, The Secret of the Unicorn. What more is there to be said about that? I haven't even played this, to be fair. Gonna give it a go soon though. And finally, I think that's everything. Pretty much. Finally, Battlefield 2 Modern Combat. Never heard of it. Didn't even know it was on the Xbox, but that clearly is a very early game on the 360. So fired it up, as I did with all of these games, and it works. All of these work fine, bar 2, as I say, no booklets. But that's a lot of 360 stuff to add to my collection. I guess there's one other thing I should mention, really, that my missus's other daughter bought me this. So Metal Earth R2D2. There we go. Finishing off in style. So that's it. That's all my stuff. I need to do a video, really, on specific games. Talk about those games more in depth, more. But you know what? I just don't have the time a lot of the time. This is just a passing hobby for me. So... yeah, there you go. That's all of the stuff. I think maybe what I'll do now is take 5, and then we'll do a quick whoosh, whoosh, switch thing on the screen, and then we'll get into the competition winner of that. I'll do it again. Ooh, this wonderful Gamesmaster, the Oral History book. As you can see, it's completely sealed. It's brand new. And you know what? At this point of this recording, this part of the video, which is the 2nd of January, we've got like 3 or 4 people that have answered the question. You know, that put their thoughts down. I just don't understand why there are not more people on. You know, it's fucking free. But anyway, the less people means there's more chance of those other people winning it. So, you know, what more can you do? I don't often give things away, but when I do, it's good shit. So anyway, let's wipe that. Let's wipe to the left or wipe to the right, whichever way I feel. You can guess that if you like. And let's get into that competition, shall we? Let's see who the winner is. Now then, before I reveal today's winner of the should have been more prepared, of this magnificent copy of Gamesmaster, the Oral History. I actually completely forgot about this, and there's some more that I put away in the loft, so I can't remember what they were, but you know, it's some extra pickups, so some plus pickups. So Resident Evil 5 Gold Edition, I was quite fortunate actually. The DLC was still there. One little thing I noticed in CEX, for example, is if it's still got the Xbox tab that's been opened here, it's been sliced or whatever, that generally means the DLC is still in the box. And I know that because every single game I bought that has that has the DLC in. So I was glad to get the gold edition of that. Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary. So I had played it many, many years ago by looks of my achievements. But yeah, was pleased to pick that one up. Already had this in digital format, but such a great rhythm music game. That's Avicii in Vector. That's currently about £8, I think, at the moment on Amazon. But I wanted a physical edition of that, and I've got all the bonus stuff, DLC and that sort of thing. This is a bit of a shitty copy, to be fair. This is the box is anyway. It's 007 or Bloodstone 007. Look at the state of that. Look. But it's got everything in there. This wasn't even listed on CEX, but I was in Worcester store, and I must say, do not go to Worcester store. It's fucking awful. But this was hiding behind another game. I was actually looking for Blazing Angels 2, but
This was behind another copy of some other game beginning with B, and they didn't even have it listed. So then Call of Duty 2, the original one on the Xbox 360. By the looks of that, I played that back in 2009, I think 2010. Lost the video game, never had a copy of it. Well, loads of people I know have actually played this. I'd never played it. 007 Legends. So that kind of finishes off my 007 games on the 360. Call of Juarez. What's it called? Bound in Blood. This was, all these were CEX, by the way. This was St. Richard's Hospice in Worcester. The only game I could see worth picking up, which was Devil May Cry, or just DMC Devil May Cry, the one that pissed lots of people off. Never seen this one before. Not a big fan of it. Cheap. As I said, never seen it. Never seen it in the wild. Jonah Lomu Rugby Challenge. And then finally, Steel Battalion. Steel Battalion Heavy Armour, the Kinect game for the 360. So that leaves us with the winner of this book. I have to say, I'm really surprised at the amount of people that didn't. It's not they didn't bother, but the amount of people that actually put down their answer. I think it's 4 people in total, or 5. So I'm a little bit taken back, really. But then again, it's literature, and not a lot of people like to read. I'm not being funny. That they're not, and that's what my missus said, and I kind of tend to agree with her. So, but either way, just to flick through this book is fantastic. So, as I say, if I can add a drum roll into this, I will. So, drum roll, please. I'll be trying to tap as well. Okay, the winner is Retro Red Steve. Well done, mate. You've just won this copy. All I need, copy of Gamesmaster, the Oral History. All I need you to do is drop me an email. I will respond to your post in this video, or I'll put a post atting you in it. And then if you just email me the details, and then I'll get that out to you over the next. It will be, but I will get it out to you by the end of the month. So because I've got a few things coming up at the moment, I don't know when I'm going to be able to get into town, but you will have this book by the end of the month. I can guarantee that for you. So well done, mate. Well done. Well done. You got the closest to my brother's age. Really not that far out, to be fair, by about maybe a month and a half, something like that. For those of you that, just so that this isn't about favoritism or anything like that, my brother's birthday is 18th of August, 1980. So Steve put June, was it June? Something. I can't remember where I put it now, but yeah, Steve got the closest. There you go. So that's it. That's all the pickups. I say there are a few other ones I've got, but I've actually put them away in the loft now. And when I was up there the other day, the amount of 360 stuff I've got is unbelievable. I believe I'm currently up to about 365 Xbox 360 games, and most of which now is I'm just picking up just filler, really. There's about a handful of games that I'm after that are a bit more expensive stuff, like Dodonpachi. Is it Revolution? Alice, the Madness of Alice, I think it's called. Death Smiles. There's a couple other Japanese shooters that I'm after, but I can wait for those. It's not really important. But yeah, there you go. That's it. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Until I see you on the next one. Well done again, Steve, and thanks for those that participated. To those that didn't participate, there you go. If you're not in it, you ain't going to win it. Anyway, till the next one. See you later.